back with Nick Campbell at Jetour head office. Lawrence over here with me as usual, becoming a regular feature, Laurie.
Can I say?
Yeah. He's normally behind the camera for me. I'm actually letting you in front for once. Nick, Jetour, now you've just launched Dashing and X70, right? In the standard and deluxe, right?
Or Momentum and Deluxe.
Momentum and Deluxe, thanks. Yeah. 2 spec levels, not a lot of difference between the levels, and not much price difference either. But you get a lot of value if you go up the one level, don't you?
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
Yes, you do. So we've brought in, again, we did a lot of market research, a lot of market study, and a lot of it's got to do with that buying power of the consumer. Consumers generally stretch their budgets in terms of buying a vehicle. So we didn't bring an entry-level vehicle because we don't believe the car lends itself to that. So we bought what we call our Momentum spec, which is still very highly spec'd, and then we bought our Deluxe spec, which is one step up, a few more safety features on it, advanced safety features, and a sunroof, to mention just a few of them.
Yeah.
So no basic specs. Both cars are full spec.
Would you consider a basic spec down the line?
Absolutely. As the volume grows, and as the market shifts, and if there was a space for it, we'll consider it definitely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay, so watch the space kind of situation. But yeah, I always find, and I know we spoke in our last chat about affordability and the affordability crisis, a lot of people like to term it, in this country. Interest rates are dropping. But now on, for example, the Dashing, there's a 30,000 Rand difference between the Momentum and the Deluxe, right? 439, 469.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, you get a lot of extra for 30,000 Rand. I mean, firstly, I can never put a value on safety.
100%, yeah.
Yeah, as you say, a couple of extra ADAS items
Yes.
are worth 100,000 Rand in my eyes, not even. And then, okay, panoramic roof, yes or no, your choice. But I mean, 30,000 Rand is probably 600 Rand a month. Okay, yeah. So if you're looking at spending 8,000 odd, 600 is not a deal breaker. Have you guys kind of looked at where you think the split will be between Momentum and Deluxe?
Absolutely. So it's definitely pushing more to Deluxe.
Yeah.
Customers are coming in, and because of that price difference, are opting to go for the Deluxe. The dealers have done exceptionally well selling people into the Deluxe. But more importantly, people who are buying the Momentum are very happy with their vehicles because they're not getting a car with anything less. It's extras in the Deluxe, if I can put it to you that way. So you've got all the features that you need in the Momentum. For example, safety. Okay, you've got 2 extra airbags in the Deluxe, but you've still got airbags, all around in the Momentum. Okay, a sunroof is nice, but for that person who can't maybe stretch it, you're not doing without anything buying a Momentum spec vehicle.
I mean, my wife hates panoramic roofs. So
yeah, I'm actually looking at the car just above your head there. It's a beautiful looking car. It really is.
Yeah.
The Dashing.
Yeah, very striking.
Very striking.
Lawrence, you say something there because until very recently, a B2C segment SUV was defined by a certain shape.
Yes.
And they were all blobs basically, because what else could a B2C segment SUV be? Now you and 1 or 2 of your competitors are suddenly coming up with features, whether it's the grille, whether it's the front end, that are making your cars actually stand out.
Yeah, 100%.
It's taken a while, but it's interesting.
So the Dashing is actually designed by the same designer that designed the Porsche Macan.
Yeah.
So that's the level. That's the level at factory that's gone to. So, and the Dashing really is one of the best looking cars I feel that's out there. I mean, now that they're out there on the road, and you're sitting on the highway and you see one coming up in the rearview mirror, you can take a second glance. Taking nothing away from X70 Plus, also really good. I mean, the X70 Plus really has its home in the basement of one of these tall buildings in Sandton. These office towers in Sandton. Park your car in the basement, be seen, go up to the boardroom. Really are good looking car. And safe. The safety features are all there from Momentum into Deluxe. And then really nice gadgets, that the South African consumer wants. Of course, CarPlay now is standard, But we've got the dials on inside next to the thing to change through your CarPlay, and through your cluster and through everything over here.
Very cool.
You've got your electric seats. You've got three modes where you can set your seats, because that's one of my pet hates. Wife drives a car on a Sunday afternoon, and I get in on a Monday morning, and that thing. So now it's easy. You just push number 1, and it goes back into wireless charging. Great,
Yes.
It's,
It's little things that count, and there are big things. Now the other thing is your engine. You've got the same engine across the two, 1.5 turbo petrol. I think, was it you that mentioned to me the other day that this was something I didn't know, that there's a tax threshold in China at the 1.5 litre mark.
So not just in China.
Yeah.
So on import duties, there's different costs between
Yeah.
the different engines, especially into Africa. There's really different ones. But yeah, bringing in a 1.5 turbo engine does give us more cost-effective options. So going into next year, so we push out 115 kilowatts on the cars now, which makes it a very, very comfortable drive. We do have the option next year to bring in another 1.5, but this time with 135 kilowatts coming in. So that will be coming in a spec higher than what the Deluxe is coming in. So we'll have three models coming in on each model lineup. And then of course, as we grow, we'll start looking at PHEV models across the board.
Okay. Now, talking about as you grow and coming, can you drop a little hint on? I know we're going to be driving something in China next week, right?
We are.
Are we allowed to mention that?
Yeah, we can. Of course we can. So we are actively investigating the T2, which is leading the way at the moment for Jetour. Beautiful looking car. Post our launch, when we had Mr. Lee here, it is confirmed for South Africa. We're going to go and drive it now, and of course we'll take your guys' expert opinions regarding spec, etc., so that we can actually start speccing our vehicles. And as soon as production is available for us, because it's very limited at the moment, because it's taken off so well, we'll be placing our first orders for South Africa on T2.
Okay, just what is T2?
So T2 will be the flagship model for Jetour. It is an off-road SUV. It is a box shape SUV, if you will, but not your traditional box shape SUV. It's big, it's bulky, and it looks really, really good.
What does it compare to?
It actually doesn't really have a competitor at the moment. It looks in spec like a Land Rover, but of course, it's not a Land Rover. Land Rover's got its legacy. Ours is our own vehicle, and we're going to peg it as our own vehicle. It's really going to be a lifestyle vehicle. It's going to fit right in for that customer that needs a bigger SUV vehicle, likes to go on adventures on the weekend, likes to go to the game park, likes to do a whole lot of outdoor things, but also, like I mentioned, needs to park it in that basement in Sandton going forward. So again, we're looking at our model lineup with that. Understand that in our market, you've got your off-roader, which is your big bulky off-roader 4x4. And then we'll also be looking at a 4x2 that's coming in. And then post that, we'll have T1. We'll hopefully have that by the end of next year. Built on the same platform, but more of a soft roader, city SUV, city slicker. So the main difference between the two will obviously be T2 will have a 4x4 derivative, and it's got the spare wheel on the back, whereas T1 will be sleek, nice design, spare wheel underneath.
Sounds pretty exciting.
Very exciting.
4x4ing, off-roading, Laurie and I have our bit of experience there, so I think we'll have fun with those.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Nick, great stuff, thank you.
Thank you very much. Always a pleasure. Thank you. Really appreciate it.
Okay.